Hello. It has been a very, very long time since I last posted. I am a busy, busy man. I love this hair. Today is Halloween. Why do we celebrate Halloween? I used to think that the origins of Halloween started in Mexico or somewhere near. Los Dias de los Muertos, I believe it is. The Day of the Dead. I might be saying it wrong. Not sure. Not my first language. That's no excuse. However, it goes further back to my ancestors. Possibly. Maybe. I am very Anglo-Saxon. Not right now. Before. Roots, DNA. It doesn't matter. Let's go back. There is a holiday. It looks like Samhain. It's what we might pronounce it today. But it is a Gaelic holiday in the Celtics. I'm getting information. I'm getting reports that it started way beyond 2,000 years ago. Like way, way, way beyond. It's called Samhain. The thing is, there is a lot of consistencies between Samhain and the Day of the Dead. The reasons they celebrate and some of the fanfare, some of the things they do. It is something that is, because, throughout all of human history, we've always regarded the dead, we've always respected the dead, because they were once our friends, our family, and our loved ones. But Samhain, they would give offerings of food and drinks, and they would hope that the souls of their dead kin would revisit their homes, seeking hospitality. However, this all ties together. The reason that we wear the costumes, the reason we wear the makeup, and sometimes, honestly, I like this hair. Like, I mean it as a joke, but it looks kind of rad. The reason that we wear these outrageous things is to ward off the evil spirits, the demons, and whatnot. Because when the souls of the dead are lurking around, when this is occurring, demons can be there too. It is also a way to celebrate the end of harvest season. It's supposed to start October 31st, and it ends November 1st in the morning. Bonfires, parties. It is just a great communion with the dead and the living. That is the origin of Halloween. Samhain in the Celtics. And, of course, that is in Ireland. A lot there, a lot to be celebrated, a lot to not forget. Bonfires, parties, giving candy to little children. That's new. That is more of the commercial side of it to make money. But that is the origin of Halloween. That is why we dress up. That is why we do the things we do. And I thought that was information that I should pass along. Me and my hair. You know what? You know what else is going on? Instead of just Halloween, there is something that I have noticed. Speaking of things dying, we are going straight downhill. Have you noticed something? Have you noticed and this is a terrible segue, but it's something that's on my mind. One of the things that I've been busy doing is a lot of reading. I have been going to school. One of the things that I've been reading is history of the United States between 1865 and present day. Not really very exciting. A lot of things happen, sure, but there's so much political stuff. It's just, terrible taste in the mouth. And not even the good political stuff. Not even the critical thinking political stuff. No. This is the machine politics. It's disgusting. It really is. But one of the things that I noticed between then and now is we are heading in a similar direction as far as like inflation and stuff like that. Where the money that we have now, what we used to think was a lot, is no longer a lot. Because it is so, how can I put this? More people have money. And it's not going to seem like that. It's not, especially with the amount of poverty that still exists today. But how can I put this? Some people have compared a bachelor's degree to today what would before, maybe 20, 30 years ago, would be an associate's. The bachelor's degree has lost its value because everybody has one. Well, now everybody has access to, let's say, $1,000. A lot of people have access to 1,000 United States dollars. A lot of people. You might think, whoa, there's homeless everywhere. I get it. Oh, there is. There's a lot in like bigger inner cities and whatnot. But the larger picture, remember, that's what we do here. We look at the larger picture. The larger picture shows more people have more money because of bailouts and stimulus packages and Dogecoin. A lot of people that shouldn't have as much money as they do. Therein lies inflation. However, the thing is, there's also a lot of, it's not necessarily, it is unemployment, but there's a lot of people out there not going to work. And we have these crises set in motion. We have ships around the outsides of the United States, which is where I live, which is what I'm talking about. But also in like other countries as well, there are ships floating around in the ocean. I'm sure you've seen the picture of that. Actually, I'm going to post that right now. There it is. All of those ships. A lot of people blame that to attrition of employees. There's so many people not going back to work. And I get it. That is true. Why would you go back to work when they're paying you handsomely to stay home? Can't fault people for that, except for our leaders. I know there were some people that needed it, but honestly, not a lot of people, you know? I'm getting ahead of myself. That's not, let me put that little nugget over here out of the picture. What we have is an incredibly, God, I love his hair, an incredibly large amount of interest. We have an incredible amount of interest as far as money, but not an incredible amount of interest in people wanting to go back to work. I don't want to go back to work. If I could not go back to work for somebody else, that is what I would be doing. I can't fault anybody out there for finding a way to do what you want to do. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? I mean, like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's imagine that for just a second. Can you imagine back in the day, whenever you had the barter system and you had to go out and fish, trap, furs, pelts, meats, whatever, you know, back in the day. My camera is having a terrible time focusing. It's having about as much time focusing as I do. This is awful. Anyway, so imagine that. Imagine back in the day, you had to barter for your goods. You didn't necessarily trade on the dollar system. Let me fix this. You didn't necessarily trade using the United States dollar, which was just, I can't remember when that was founded. I can't remember when they started using paper money, notes to show. It's not important. Anyway, it is important, but let's keep on the train of thought. I'm getting lost here. Peeling an onion with a hammer. Imagine that's what you did. You woke up, you tamed your land, you fished, you did what you needed to do, and then you took it into town and you traded, you sold for what you needed, you went back home, you lived your life. That was your life. There was no going into factories, there was no industry the way we have it today. It was simpler. However, the distractions were simpler too. Like me sitting here recording this image would not have happened, obviously, because there was no such thing. Cameras have only been around since late 1800s, I believe, at least in the States. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Please let me know if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure. So it's like, what did people do? Of course, people read books. I read books. I write books. I haven't talked about that. Maybe I will someday. Books are one of the oldest forms of entertainment. And that's what you would do. You'd read by candlelight. That was your life. You got to enjoy it. You got to do incredible things. You think about, one of my favorite people in history, Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci is one of my favorite people because he did so many. He was a polymath. I really look up to that because I can see myself that way in a lot of ways. What he did, inventions, soul paintings, etc., etc. That's what he did for money. That's how he got his. That's how he got his daily. He didn't necessarily go to work for factories. So, okay, let's go back to present day. Present day, we have people that go to factories. They spend, let's say, you give 40 hours of your week. Okay, you've got 7 hours, 24 hours a day, 140. So you've got 7 days, 24 hours a day, It's 168 hours, and you want to work 40 of that, and of course you got to sleep too, but that's not what I'm concerned about. So you take that, it's like 20-something% of your day. 20-something, let's just say a third, just to round it around, okay? Because you're probably going to work just a little bit more, because in today's climate, it's hard to just work 40 hours and get by. So you work a third of your life for somebody else every week, and you're waiting for the end of the day, you're waiting for the weekend to do whatever you want. But people back then, they had jobs, they had a chore to do, but they lived for themselves every single day to an extent. Not everybody, of course. That's not what that convolutes everything, that it makes it harder for me to get my point across. So why wouldn't you want to just, if you had the chance, to not go into work? That is causing a problem in this country. It's hard to keep going. Things that we're used to, like I have been desperately looking for what is it, NVIDIA RTX 3080. That's what I've been wanting for a year now. Tried to get it. So many people, so many opportunists took advantage of the situations going on, bought and sold at a higher price, scalped it. And even the company themselves, NVIDIA, has halted productions, made it to where the price stayed the same. Those are alleged remarks, but also if you look at the market share of NVIDIA cards right now versus AMD, NVIDIA's at like 25%. That's not normal. That's not usual as far as selling. So, what was I getting at? I completely lost myself. So yeah, that's why people are not going back to work. They want to enjoy their lives. They want to, have fun. But eventually you have to. And eventually you got to find a way to back to work, or unless you got rich on Dogecoin, like a lot of people did. And since there's so much money out there, so much money. Oh, wait. You know what? I mentioned Dogecoin in like just as like a second remark, but that's part of it. That's part of it. Follow me on this one. Follow me. I have an onion I need to peel. All of these people that did all these meme stocks, and what was it? It was AMC, it was GameStop, it was Dogecoin, and it was Bitcoin. There it is, Bitcoin, and Ether. Anyway, crypto. All of these people that did these stocks, they were able to, especially the ones with GameStop and AMC, they were short sellers from big companies and institutions with a lot of money they've been holding on to for a long time. So you had billions of dollars stacked up high, right? Then you had the people that didn't have a lot of money. They turned $300 into, let's say, $100,000. Let's say you had a bunch of those people. Then let's say you had this company, these hedge funds with $3 billion, and they lost it all to people that had 300 turning into 100,000. See how the wealth is diversified? So what you have now is the government. I remember when this happened, they sent out a bailout to these hedge funds because that would have broke the back of the economy, right? Whatever. But what that caused is they did it again. They double dipped. And then the same people that went from 300 to 100,000, they actually took the 100,000, they reinvested some of it back in and made even more money from the money the government sent to bail out these hedge funds. There's your inflation. There it is. Like, I mean, that is a part of it. Sure, there's other things, but that's what's going on. So, anyway, I didn't want to make this really long. I just want to talk about SAMHAIN and remind you of a Celtic holiday. And then I got off subject so much I lost my train of thought, which happens a lot, mind you. I love this wig. I may wear this wig sometimes for some things. This is awesome. That is all I have. That is literally it. I don't have anything more except this terrible camera that loses focus and this awesome wig. Oh my God. I love this thing. And I'm not even wearing it correctly. Hold on. I lost focus. There we go. Yep, there it is. I'm not even wearing this thing correctly, but I'm not going to tell you why that is. Anyway, That's all I have for this week. I hope to bring you more. I have guests lined up. It's just getting them here to do episodes is a problem. But I'm trying. Until next time, I will talk at you. Bye-bye.
SAMHAIN.